Hello everyone, my name is Rebecca Harris and this is my current issue training presentation, and I am investigating the correlation between genetically modified foods and allergies in humans. So, let's get started. A little bit of background first. What are genetically modified foods, or GM foods for short? These are food sources that have been changed through genetic engineering. For example, the insertion of frostband bacteria in strawberries to protect against freezing temperatures. That's how you can get strawberries all year. What are food allergies? Food allergies are adverse reactions to certain foods. There are 4 types: immediate, cytotoxic, immune complex mediated, and delayed hypersensitivity. So who is my target audience? Well, out of all of the Americans, nearly 32 million of them have food allergies. So for this specific presentation, we are not only speaking to those Americans, but specifically to the adults, because in this case, children are not going to be able to understand what genetically modified foods are and what they mean. So this is specifically going to the adults that have food allergies. And now we're going to research some data and initiatives. So ultimately, there are 2 ways that GM foods can cause allergies. The first is through the transfer of an allergen from a normal crop to a GM crop. This particular case occurred in 1996 when a 2S-albumin protein from a Brazil nut to a genetically modified soybean crop was found. This particular protein created an IgE-mediated response, which is a response in the body that alerts your body to that there are allergens present. And the consumers that ate the soybeans were confused because they are usually not allergic to soybeans, but because they are allergic to nuts and the protein from the Brazil nuts got into the soybeans, that's why they had an allergic reaction. It's also important to note that this happened in 1996. That means we have been consuming GM foods for quite a long time, at least for an entire, if not 2 generations. The second way that GM foods can cause allergies is through the creation of a neoallergen, or a new allergen, in GM crops. This is, as of right now, very theoretical, but it still can happen. This happens whenever a new allergy is created when the crops are genetically modified. As of right now, that has not happened, but if we do not keep an eye on GM foods, it could be a possibility in the future. So now we're going to move on to current and potential public health impacts. So the effective populations and health issues. Again, these are the consumers of a GM crop with allergies. And as I mentioned before, allergies fall under 4 types. Each of these types have their own side effects. So immediate, just as it sounds, the symptoms occur immediately right after consumption. This can be an anaphylactic reaction. It can cause difficulty breathing, low blood pressure, and shock. Cytotoxic allergies, these symptoms appear within minutes to hours after consumption. This is specifically when the IgE and IgM antibodies activate the immune system and cause damage in the body. The immune complex mediated, which is when the symptoms appear after hours. Again, the IgG and IgM antibodies interact with allergens to form again, and these form immunocomplexes, hence immune complex mediated response. Then we have the final one, which is delayed hypersensitivity, and these symptoms can occur hours to days later. This is mainly more long-term infectious diseases, so this may not happen with a GM crop, but it could happen. There are many economic and environmental impacts whenever it comes to GM foods. Pros: GM foods produce more crop yield. For example, like I mentioned before about the strawberries, if strawberries are frost resistant, then they can grow even whenever they're not technically in season. By producing more crops, that means that more fruits and vegetables can be sold and consumed. This can also help with world hunger. And then finally, as far as the pros go, GM crops need less pesticide products. They can be genetically modified to not need any pesticides, which means those products are not going into our environment and it's not harming the wildlife as well. Cons: there could be more allergic reactions, as I mentioned before, and these allergic reactions, especially if they are very severe, could send more people to healthcare facilities. The more people that go into healthcare facilities, the more supplies that we'll need, as well as more staff at the hospital to take care of these allergies. So it's kind of a balance between the two. Either we can grow more food or accept the risk of having GM foods cause allergies. All right, so now we are moving on to the social impacts. Consumers, at the end of the day, are either going to be for or against GM foods. This particular quote I found was very interesting. Much of the controversy associated with the commercialization of GM foods has been the result of regulatory bodies failing to take account of the actual concerns of the public, which has fueled distrust in the motives of regulators, science, and industry. So as a whole, most Americans do not like a lot of government interaction with their food, and that's exactly where GM foods controversy comes from. The genetic modification is allowed by the government for increased crop yield, and some people are uneasy about that, and some people are not. GM foods just happen to be another one of those controversial topics. All right, here are some challenges associated with GM foods. GM foods can be environmental hazards. They can overgrow. Whenever they have to clear farmland for more GM foods, that leads to deforestation, among many others. Risks to human health, as in allergic reactions. Antibiotic resistance. If the GM foods are so modified that they are no longer affected by bacteria, that could contribute to antibiotic resistance, which is a definite problem in the future. There are also ethical concerns about GM foods. Are we as humans supposed to be messing with genetic codes in other foods? Is that something that should be handled by God or another deity or whomever you believe in? And it kind of goes into, is it our place as humans to manipulate our environment? And finally, one of the other challenges is the lack of education about GM foods. A lot of people are not aware that GM foods exist or how prominent they are in our food industry. So we definitely need to educate people about GM foods. And now we will go into the controversy, which I talked briefly about, but we'll go into more of it here. So many professionals do not believe that GM foods cause allergic reactions. The previous studies that I found, most of them were dismissed later. But many professionals, they don't believe that that particular instance caused allergic reactions. So it just kind of depends on who you talk to and what you read. The World Health Organization claims that there are currently no GM foods on the market with allergic effects. So as of right now, according to the WHO, there are no foods on the market that can cause allergic reactions, as long as they are screened properly and properly tested. The Codex Alimentarius provides international standards to ensure that GM foods are allergy-free. This is another wonderful organization that helps out to make sure that there aren't GM foods that are dangerous, but some can argue that the Codex Alimentarius exists simply because this has been a problem before. So it kind of depends on which side you fall under. So here are some recommendations. I definitely recommend that the WHO, the World Health Organization, and the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, need to work together to ensure that GM foods meet health standards. I think that as long as these corporations work together and they continue to screen GM foods to make sure that they are safe, I think that GM foods can really help out a lot. As mentioned previously, they can help end world hunger, because if more crops are resilient to the weather, then we can grow them in the off-season. And we definitely know that world hunger is a very important public health concern that we need to take care of in the future. I also think that it's very important to educate people about GM foods, especially people with food allergies. I myself have food allergies, and we have to get used to, people like me, have to get used to actually looking at the food labels and reading them and making sure that none of our allergens are in them. I think that food labels should reflect that more. I think that there should be maybe like a sticker or something extra on these foods to say, hey, these are genetically modified and they could have this allergen in them. And I definitely think that people just need to know more about GM foods in general. A lot of people are not aware that they exist. A lot of people are not aware that how long we've been eating them. So I definitely think more education is needed. And to assist with that education, I've created some materials. This is the infographic that I created. It answers some of the questions as far as what are GM foods, how do they affect allergies, and most of the information that I spoke on previously is here. And I also added down here where it says, what should we do? We should always read food labels. Alright, and so continuing on, this is the social media post that I created. Theoretically, I would put this on Instagram or Facebook, where a lot of adults get most of their social media. I have the GM Foods information over here, and it's very short, very compact, so that way whenever you're scrolling on social media, you don't have too much to read. But I tried to pick some questions that would maybe pique someone's interest in GM foods. And that is it. Thank you very much for listening, and here are my resources.